Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so if I sound weird, excuse my voice. Also, I wasn't even planning on filming today. I've been on like a big low because of, you can tell by the title what this video is about to be. It's been hard to feel motivated to get up and do things, but I'm really trying to change my ways, my patterns, and part of that is, so if you're an MBTI nut like I am, I'm an INFP, so it's really easy for me to like get down in my thoughts and start to overthink and things like that, and that's something I'm really trying to get better about. One of the goals that I set for myself was I was going to be like really on top of a schedule. I'm trying to really honor those commitments because I think that is kind of the first step to curing the negative feelings that I feel surrounding what we're talking about today. Like, I'm not even really up to much, so I'm gonna opt for a very simple look today. Just something to be even amazed that I got up and did anything. I'm not really much of like an advice giver because I'm still trying to figure things out myself, but at least I thought maybe if anybody can relate to this, that sometimes is enough to get through things and to not tear yourself down. I'm a very emotional person. I kind of go off of like whims and things like that. That has not done me any service in my life. I'm very hard on myself. I compare myself to people all the time, and oh my gosh, God forbid when they're younger, I beat myself up mentally. This is the first time in my life I'm actually just being like, you know what? Who cares? Pick yourself up, do the things that you didn't feel brave or strong enough to do. So I've been super open about the fact that like I come from a family where expectations run crazy high. I grew up with parents who went through a lot. My dad has schizoaffective disorder and my mom is just severely depressed. I had a very rough relationship with my mom, and it was partially because of the fact that we were always being compared to our cousins who grew up in very healthy households. It was easier for them to go to school, get good grades, become doctors, become dentists, lawyers. In my household, we were just fighting for one normal day of stability. When that happens, it's really hard to be able to perform at the same level that your other peers are able to do. Even when I was really young, I had a very hard time imagining things working out for myself, and the expectation was that I was going to grow up and become a dentist. I had this insane fear of growing up and not being able to become successful in my career. Every single day at third grade, I would be walking around just terrified that I didn't think I was like smart enough or just lucky enough for life to go the way that I wanted it to go. I was the child that was deathly afraid of disappointing my parents. I felt like I had to really live up to those expectations, even though I really deep down could not believe that anything would just work out for me. And it really created a very negative relationship with myself. I'm recovering slowly, but recovery is linear. You know, you're gonna have some great days, you're gonna have some garbage days. All I can say is that I'm really grateful that I've started to surround myself with people who are very encouraging to me and who don't go out of their way to make me feel like they expect more of me or that I've failed myself, because that's a feeling that I regularly run into. I'm disappointed in myself because as somebody who is like an overachiever mentally, who couldn't be strong or brave enough to put it to my feet in real life. I'm sorry, outside is so crazy. My neighborhood is so chaotic. It's very hard. I get very down on myself because I think about my age and I'm almost 30. There was so much potential that I did not capitalize on because I am very smart, I'm very creative, but I held these people's expectations at such a high caliber of importance that I ended up really psyching myself out and being way too afraid to try anything. And what ends up happening is I get very paralyzed with fear. I almost let this channel die multiple times. So that's why today I really had to give myself a pep talk and be like, you know how you are, you know you're gonna be driven crazy if you take today off, because if you take today off, one day turns into a week, and then a week turns into a month, and then what happened? You never really changed. You're gonna sit there and beat yourself up for wasting your potential once again. I'm sure there are many others who are going through something similar, and a lot of people are either too embarrassed or just uncertain of what to say or how to fix the problems. So I figured me sharing these negative feelings that not a lot of people like to talk about, because we were in this era of this confidence and like you have your shit together, when in reality a lot of people are faking a lot of the things that they say on social media, or a lot of people are just not even telling you the truth about how hard it is to get motivated. With all that being said, in this era where this self-help content was kind of all the rage and like the whole thing that people were really inspired by, I always felt weird that it just didn't personally help me, because I was like, yeah, okay, I can sit here and talk about how I'm so confident, but like, I know that I don't feel that way every day. And listening to somebody on the screen talk about how you're like this and you should feel so confident, it would work for the first 15 minutes. I would watch the video, it would hype me up for a second, but I actually would walk away from the video feeling even more down on myself, because I would start to compare myself to whoever was on the screen, and I would wonder why they can feel so confident or so good about themselves and not go through life with any regrets. I tended to be older than people who were making those videos, and then I was like, are you guys being for real, or is this one of those things where people just get online and they just kind of say whatever sounds good because they want to be viral or whatever? It's effective. That's who ran the world. People who were making videos like that for a hot minute. All this like internal stuff where people would just say like, oh, just journal, manifest, tell yourself this every day. I'm like, that's not bad advice, but I would notice, like, I'm like, this doesn't help in the long term. The more I journal, like, journaling does not just automatically make you a better person. Journaling does not just heal you from your trauma. Sometimes journaling can actually keep you in a crappy spot for a lot longer, because you're expecting results with doing an activity that doesn't actually tell you to get up and just do something. Obviously, I'm not saying that all self-help channels were just saying to just journal and do manifesting exercises without putting in any work, but there was this over intensive focus on things like journaling. With people like me, if you're an overthinker, when you start journaling, it's kind of hard to stop. It's kind of hard to take yourself away from it and get yourself out of your feelings and put something out into the world. That's why I forced myself to film this video today, even though I didn't feel like it. And I'm doing this totally aimlessly. I mean, my face, because I can't even bring myself to think. I'm choosing to show up every day because it could also inspire somebody else to do the same in their own personal life and show up for their own personal goals. If you're currently going through a down where you're just not feeling motivated, where everything is so hard. Sorry, I keep moving because I'm actually so hot. Like, there's no AC set up in my house, and so I'm just like melting. But I finally realized that I've had enough of the mental abuse that I've bestowed on myself. I'm trying to give myself grace. I'm trying to take it easy. I'm trying to just have fun and strictly do things that bring me joy and bring me happiness, and understand that this whole thing is a process. I implore you to not overthink, encourage yourself and uplift yourself, because other people can sit there and uplift you and tell you that you're great all day, but if you don't really feel it on the inside, then you're just gonna get eaten alive. So I'm really trying to do the whole fake it till you make it. I'm already feeling like a little bit better about myself that I got up and I'm doing these things that I never thought I was brave enough to do. But one more thing that I really want to talk about is I always wondered if it was a normal feeling to wish that you were somebody else, to look at somebody else's life and be like, I wish I had that person's life. That person is what I aspire to be. And you glorify and romanticize somebody else's life. But then when you see them talk about how, oh, you don't want my life, I couldn't even escape it, even if I was somebody else. So it's like, would I rather have my struggles or that person's struggles? I'm like genuinely so tired of dissociating and just pretending like I'm in a different world every day and just being depressed and angry at myself. My biggest fear is being on my deathbed and being like, what the hell did I do with my life? I'm so afraid of that thought. And I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I mean, I'm just being honest. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much the end of this video. I don't want to keep rambling about this forever because I feel like I'm just gonna like talk in circles and I don't even know if what I'm saying is getting across or if anybody's resonating with it, because I know I sound so all over the place. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say today. Go follow me on TikTok. I do live streams. I talk a lot more about like personal things like that. So I'll put my TikTok name somewhere on the screen, maybe over here. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. If you liked this, please like it, share it with a friend, subscribe to my channel. I make videos like this every week. I'm holding myself accountable. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.